Alright, so the Mountain Pass is the map that we're going to be on, and we got the northern spawn, which is actually slightly better than the south spawn for getting spots. I'm the only light tank, and I should be able to get into a nice spotting position. And I'm actually just going to ping the map. And most people, when they see a light tank pinging the map at a certain location, they kind of get the memo that, okay, this guy's going to try to spot for us. As long as I can get into this position early, I should be able to get some good assist. And this bush is my favorite. If you've seen any of my scout guide videos, this is what I usually like to take. And I'm going to sit as far up into this bush as I can, and I should spot any heavy tank pushing across the open. And I'm just going to request fire here. And looks like we don't really have anything set up to shoot. So that's really unfortunate. A lot of the time, if you have tank destroyers set up behind you, I've seen 2-3k damage pretty easily early in the game like this. So I'm going to go ahead and ping him. I'm going to load some gold real quick. And I'm just going to take a pot shot at this guy just because I think no one else is going to shoot, and I don't think I will be lit in return. Okay, so that certainly went in. Okay, spotted the 110. Perfect. Okay, so I got lit for that. That Udez definitely has binoculars up. Who would have thought that he would be sitting there? Really hoping something will maybe shoot that Udez. Okay, so not the greatest start. You know, we started with, what, 4 tank destroyers on our side. I really was hoping that they would have punished those heavy tanks, especially big soft tanks like the T-34. Crossing the open like that are just juicy targets to be farmed. But, you know, light tank play is really dependent on what your team is able to do. So no one is actually spotting the middle right now, and that is a bad thing considering that they have some light tanks. So we're just going to keep an eye on the center area, maybe here. So I did spot him. Maybe Artie will take a shot at him. I really don't want to get hit again by that Udez. Okay, so we're not going to stay here forever. Depending on what our G1 H1 push does, we'll decide what our next play is going to be. Actually, scratch that. So if you notice what's happening here, our 9-0 line is actually pushing. And there's a 60 TP there and an object 705. All they have to defend the base is the M41. Now, I could push down into the open and get over there, but I'm going to take the long way around, and I'm going to try to support those guys. Alright, on second thought, now that the Udez has been lit, this changes things. I'm actually going to go center now. So the center should be wide open, and I should be able to at least get up there and do some kind of support, maybe spot Artie. As long as there's nothing sitting up here that's going to spot me. And that's why I typically hug this cliff when I push down to this location, because if anything is up there, they will have a harder time spotting and shooting me. So I'm most likely going to get lit here, but that's okay. Oh, this guy's going to chase me. Okay. Probably take out the Artie here. Okay, so the reason I made that play, and that was really, really aggressive on my part, is because I wanted to get to the cap from behind and give these heavy tanks something to, some kind of distraction to work with. Now, I didn't distract everything, but that 430 did get distracted. Actually, we're going to win this, so there's no point for me to cap. I'm going to go ahead and take the hill, and that was a really aggressive push on my part. But let's see if we can get some extra damage here. This T95 is pushing in. I'm not going to give away my position, but because we are capping, these guys are going to most likely fall back and give us some nice shots to work with here. Now we should be good here. not going to be able to pen that. It's okay. Get a little spotting for it. And let's see if that 110 decides to push back too. Once this guy gets into position, I should be able to shoot down on him. Okay, here's the 110. I'm waiting for this 110 to commit to one direction or the other. They have 16 seconds left. They have to do something. Alright, so we did end up capturing. So overall, really, really aggressive play on my part, but I knew that if I was able to distract from behind, those, even having one or two guns turned around to face me, would create an opportunity for our heavy tanks to push. If our heavy tanks successfully take the cap, then we would have we would create the urgency for some heavy tanks to turn around, fall back to cap. That lets our heavy tanks roll that line, and it creates it creates a crossfire. And so, not a bad result. 2k damage, 1500 damage. I was a 1500 assist. I was very, very close to dying in that game, but sometimes you just gotta have a little bit of fun.